also answer the 2 additional questions that were posed by Honorable Ricardo. So which means we will not just discard the question, we will have those 2 additional questions addressed when the minister answers the question of Honorable Haikola, so that we don't have almost 2 questions being posed at the same time. So that is the ruling on that matter. And then there was also a case of the notice of a motion that was notified by Honorable Honorable Lucato in regard to the trial concerning the allegations of impropriety at Fishco that is referred to as fish rot. Now, the challenge that we face with the question of Honorable Lucato is the rule on sub judice. Is it sub judice or sub judice? Yeah, so if a matter is before the court, we cannot be dealing with it in the House. So Honorable Lucato, on the basis of that, we are unable, the presiding officer is not in a position to admit that matter on the record for answering. I think those were 3, these were 3 matters. I thought there were 4. Yeah, okay, so those were the matters on which rulings were deferred. The 4th matter, the ruling was not deferred. I think there was a mistake. I explained that yesterday in regard to the utterances that were attributed to Honorable Shaningwa. Now, I give the floor to Honorable Lucato.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Just a point of correction. Was not okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. It was not a matter of question. It's a motion.
Yes.
Yes.
You actually did it was a motion, and that is a challenge that we face. Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Just to think, firstly, it would be okay if we receive those rulings in writing, so that we are also able to apply our mind. The second aspect, Speaker, is that this matter, well, veterans who have been here, they indicated how problematic these standing rules are. There is no, sub judice is not an offense. Sub judice is a principle that is not enforceable in law. I asked the minister responsible for justice in this House, and he confirmed that problem that we have with the principle of sub judice. Sub judice presupposes 2 things. I'm finishing, Speaker, before I get in trouble. It presupposes 2 things. There are 2 parties that are responsible that are in court. So the idea with sub judice is that they do not want to jeopardize their case. If the Parliament of the Republic of Namibia versus Bernardo Swartboy, that matter is alive in court. Because it cannot be just any other matter that is in court, Parliament cannot deal with it. Because it means there are divorces that are in court, there are repossessions that are in court. I can come to this House, Speaker, with a court roll, and every motion I just check on the court, no, it's sub judice. We will not be able to do anything. So maybe Speaker can just go and consult properly. It is not an offense, it's not something that is enforceable, it's a principle that is used. And the Minister responsible for justice already clarified it, so that it doesn't create an impression that, no, you are bad. A member of Parliament is not barred from discussing anything under the sun, provided for it doesn't violate any law. And I hope it's not a legal advice that we are getting. So we don't have to labor the point. I'm just emphasizing that there is a big problem if that's the interpretation. In fact, the motion cannot be ruled out of order in terms of sub judice. It must violate our rules, not because of that. Otherwise, this Parliament will be paralyzed. So every day the court releases a court roll. Education, tenders, farms, yeah? The land tribunal, the names that have been nominated, there are cases that are in court. So it cannot be said that we cannot articulate those things because of those courts. We are not at all applicable to that. And I know there were efforts being made to look at these rules. And at least veterans have assisted us that it is actually not necessarily the politician who wrote this thing, but the politician endorsed it, So they will have to take responsibility of it. But those efforts of looking at these things, and I see the legal person is writing you a note, but I will end here.
Yes, thank you.
I wish you could also write me a note.
Honorable Panda, okay, I think you have mentioned two things in regard to the sub judice thing, to say that we are not prohibited as a parliament to discuss a matter that is before court. It is something that has to do with the two parties that are taking each other's own in the court. But we do have actually a rule that says that on page 59 of the standing rules, Rule 93.1, it says a member may not refer to any matter on which a judicial decision in a court of law is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interests of any party to the pending matter. So we are bound by this rule. So I heard you referring to the concerns that we have raised with regards to certain provisions of the rules. So I myself have identified certain aspects. I'm not saying that this one is one of them, but I'm just saying I have identified certain aspects. We have tasked the Secretariat to start working on a proposal that would be brought before the appropriate committee, and all the members that have issues with any provisions of the rules are free to do that, because in terms of the rules, we have both a right and obligation to actually make sure that we continuously review the rules to ensure that they serve the House optimally. But there is that rule. But I don't think that if any member wishes to get a confirmation from our Ministry of Justice or whoever is of legal mind on this matter, that it would be a problem. But this one, the principle of sub judice, the presiding officer has been advised in the past in regard to those matters. And when you look at the motion of Honorable Lukato also, it's really, it touches substantial issues that will be difficult to deal with when the matter is before the judiciary. There is nothing we can do about what the Honorable Member is asking us to do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You have assisted us in how you frame the rule is that it must be in the opinion of the Speaker.
Yes.
So in other words, a matter must be brought, whatever it is, you can bring it whatever matter under the sun. It must be in the opinion of the Speaker. I don't disagree with you that when the Speaker look at the motion, there are maybe the motion is seeking to declare one person guilty or sort of things like that. I can accept that interpretation to say that it's the Speaker who's making a determination. The rule doesn't say you don't bring a thing because it's in court. So I can accept that the Speaker applied her mind on a matter, because if we go in that, I will print the court roll every day or on any matter. But I think you have dealt with it to say that it is in the opinion of the Speaker that this would be problematic because of that court case. It's not that we are stopped from discussing anything. So I accept.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a complicated kind of formulation, because it starts by saying a member may not. But as you correctly said, in the end it says whether the issue is sub judice or not is left to the Speaker to make that determination. But that impact, it kind of restrains the members, the rule, the way that it's formulated. Yeah, but we have the opportunity to discuss the rules, and these are rules that we found here, all of us as new members. Okay, Honorable Lukato, can we try to round up, please? Yes, Honorable Lukato.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also want to just one point which I want to mention regarding the motion which I presented here in this House. According to the laws of Namibia, including the Supreme Court, let me say the Constitution of the Namibia, it does not stop the lawmakers to debate the laws which can protect, or provision which can protect the resources of this country, to allocate those resources which went missing, those went, let me say, stolen. So it does not, let me say, conflict with the court which is in fish root court case, which is in court now. It does not, let me say, yeah, so it's, I think what you have explained, Honorable Speaker, that you must also look and check maybe the legal department, they could not see it other ways. So the motion in question does not, let me say, disturb the trial in fishery court, which is in court. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, thank you very much. Honorable Rukato, I think what the rule is trying to say is that we are one state, and we have 3 branches that are autonomous, and a matter cannot be under consideration in more than one branch. And practically here the precedence is given to the court to say that once the matter is in court, we cannot be dealing with it here. But once the matter is out of the court, we can deal with it. You see, if we find, yes, that's what the rule is saying. And the way the issue is put, it really puts us in a situation of a conflict almost with the courts. Because if we are telling the court to bring this one before to come and answer and bring that one, that may very well look like an interference in what is happening. Yes, but once that is done, we can deal with other things that are not directly related to the court case. Okay, now having said that, having made those announcements, yes, Honorable Klute.
Please don't ignore me. I'm a member of this parliament as well.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, Honorable Member.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
I'm not
Honorable
ignoring
Speaker,
you.
you only ruled on one matter. There was another outstanding matter with Honorable Festus, whereby our questions were similar, and you didn't rule on that one. So I wanted you to also touch on that one, not today, tomorrow. The second thing is I will rephrase the question and come and ask again tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Honorable Member, you are not being ignored. You see, that's why I was saying I think the rulings were 4, because I do remember the rulings were 4. But when I came here, I realized there are 3. So I thought the other ruling was about the Honorable Shaningwa, but I realized it's about that other issue. Yes, I will bring the ruling tomorrow. Yes. And yes, I think we are done there. The Honorable Member can rephrase the questions. Any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Any reports of standing or select committees? Honorable Karuku.
Honorable Speaker, I lay upon the table for note taking the following reports. Reports by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information and Communication Technology on e-governance conference held in Tallinn, Estonia from the 28th to the 29th of May 2025, and the report by the same Standing Committee on the 20th Internet Governance Forum held in Lillestrøm, Norway from the 23rd to the 27th of June 2025. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member, may please table the report. Other reports and papers? Notices of questions? You press your button, please, Honorable Venani, otherwise other oral questions would get ahead of you. Honorable Rukato, I have a list here. Still press your button so that you can be on the list.
Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, and the leaders of various political parties, good day and thank you for the platform. Today, Wednesday, 25 March 2026, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 2nd April 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Health, Social Services, my relative sister, Honorable Lovindao the following questions. On the compliance of food stores with the Public and Environmental Health Act, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, number one, when you acceded to office as a minister, did your ministry assign the inspectors to ensure food stores comply with the Public and Environmental Health Act? Second one, can you submit a report on the inspections carried by your inspectors during your term in office? The third one, can you provide reports on the inspections carried out since the 21st March 1990 till today? Indicate the number of shops found to be violating the laws by selling expired food products. Can you also indicate the type of food products that expired, those that were confiscated and destroyed by your inspectors? The last one, what action and the measures were taken after discovering that the shops in question were selling expired food products which are dangerous to human health? Point of correction, the last one, number 5. What measures are you going to take to prevent consumers or customers from buying these expired products, and what measures will be taken for those customers that have already consumed the expired food? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please table the questions, Honorable. Honorable Klute. Oh.
2026, I shall ask the Honourable Minister of International Relations and Trade. Diplomatic theory distinguishes between representational diplomacy, maintaining a presence, and economic diplomacy generating measurable outcomes in trade, investment, and market access. Namibia maintains 33 diplomatic missions at a cost absorbing approximately 7% of Vote 7. The Ministry's mandate since the merger with trade is explicitly economic diplomacy. I therefore ask, how many of Namibia's 33 missions have a designated trade and investment officer, not a generalist diplomat, but someone with a commercial mandate and measurable targets? 2, can the Minister table for any 5 missions of her choosing a record of export deals facilitated, investment commitments generated, and trade disputes resolved in the 2024-25 financial year? 3rd, Honourable Minister, during last year's restructuring address, Honourable Minister stated that the transition was critical for fostering coordinated efforts in our economic diplomacy through the AFCFTA, and Honourable Minister directed diplomats to actively source market access for Namibian goods and services. Since that directive, how many new market access agreements or export deals have Namibia's 33 missions actually finalized under the AFCFTA framework? 4th and finally, Honourable Minister further identified agriculture, mining, renewable energy and logistics as priority sectors, stating we must prioritize key sectors to position Namibia competitively within the African market. What measurable performance indicators is the Ministry using to evaluate whether heads of mission are attracting investment in these sectors? And can the Minister table these results? I so submit.
Table the questions, Honourable Member. Honourable Mbundu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 2nd of April 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Sankwasa James Sankwasa, the following. Honorable Minister, it has come to my attention that many towns, including Helaunefiti, are currently without functional graders, resulting in gravel roads that are riddled with potholes and causing severe damage to residents' vehicles. This situation persists despite residents paying their rates and service fees on time, thereby fulfilling their obligation to the council. Claims that quote and unquote graders are broken or we have no equipment. It has been requiring excuses, undermining services delivery and eroding public trust. The people of Namibia deserve accountability and immediate remedial action to ensure that contribution translate in functional infrastructure and safe roads. Question 1. Under what specific time frame can a resident of towns such as Helaunefiti expect their roads to be repaired, and how does your ministry plans to ensure that council do not continue using the excuse of broken or unavailable graders? 2, what immediate measure is your ministry putting in place to compel council to procure, repair or access functional graders, including the possibility of emergency constructing original equipment, failing to address severe deterioration of roads? 3, how does the ministry intend to hold council accountable for failing to deliver basic road maintenance service despite collecting rates and service fees? Can you provide a clear plan for monitoring and enforcement compliance going forward? I so submit.
Yes, table the questions, Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Kandorozo.
Oral.
Okay. Honorable Hangula. Okay, Honorable Kanguru.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 2nd of April, I shall ask my counterpart, Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Franz Kaposi, the following question. In light of the recent restatement made by the Deputy Ministers of Defense and Veteran Affairs during the 36th Independence Commemoration ceremony held in Zambezi region, in which the Deputy Minister promised to increase the veteran monthly allowance from 2,200 to 5,000, which is commendable yet overdue, and considering the oath we took to remain faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, I, in that respect, ask the following question. Can the Honorable Minister clarify whether this statement reflects an official or unified position of the Ministry? If so, what specific funding mechanism and physical projection have been developed to ensure sustainability of this proposed increase within the current national budget framework? Number 3, if not, what account to the apparent diverge in position between Minister and Deputy Minister on such critical policy matters? 4th and the last one, does the Ministry have a plan to truly harmonize the veteran affairs benefit in an equal and fair manner, particularly in addressing the current disparities in payment, given the shared national cost and sacrifice made by all veterans equally? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please table the question. Yes. Honorable Motu. Honorable Motu. Oral. Okay. Now, I think it was Honorable Venani who first indicated his question was oral. So he has the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask a urgent oral question to the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Both the context and the gist of it is how government is responding to the non-approval of Starlink license in the country. The response of government is very weak. It is not guarding against the geopolitical backlash that the issue has. Therefore, I want to ask these three questions. Right Honorable Prime Minister, as leader of government business, when are you going to make a formal ministerial statement addressing the issue of Starlink in the National Assembly? Question one. Two, there is a requirement of 51% that Namibia must own in that company as a recent advance. The international community is asking this question: how many shares or how many Namibians are owning, what shares are we owning in Husab Mine, for example? And why are these shareholding formula only applying to some and to others not? Lastly, Right Honorable Prime Minister, has the government gauged, I agree with the security concerns, and mind you, I and you have spoken about this matter yesterday, that I agree with the decision. But I want to know, what is the alternative? We are objecting to security risks, we are objecting to fundamental issues that a country must be worried about. But what is the alternative to rural schools, to rural communities, in terms of getting access to communication? Have the government proffered an alternative, or is there no alternative on this matter? Thank you very much.
Yes, Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and my honorable dear brother. Three questions that you ask. Number one, when will the Prime Minister make a ministerial statement in Parliament on the subject matter? I am trying to get to maybe the rationale of asking the question, that a commercial transaction or an entity that applies in line with the laws of Namibia, that if and when it is approved or if and when it's disapproved, Prime Minister must make a ministerial statement in Parliament. I'm not sure whether that is, I'm not sure whether that is the norm, and if it is the norm, we need to be, perhaps you could tell me more, but I find it problematic that somehow we must bend our norms because of personalities or personas that are involved in applying, and if and when they are rejected. So, in answering your question, let me just say we will think about it. Question number two, what shares, and this speaks to consistency. I think we have spoken about this matter at length vis-a-vis ownership of our resources and how we must benefit in those resources, whether in this case the mines or elsewhere. It is a conversation that is worth having and which we must continue to have. That is to say, if we have this resource to exploit, just as we are now speaking about oil and gas, because we are saying that this resource must be managed in a manner that Namibians take control over it. And we do not appear to have the same view, this side or that side. And what you have asked, even if we go to Rossing, when Rossing and the shareholding was dished in the manner that it was dished, it was before you and me. But the dispensation at the time decided to do it that way. But it doesn't mean that we cannot have this conversation to see whether or not we can revisit it. So the inconsistency, we can have that conversation. But whether or not that is relevant to this particular matter, let's think about it. 3, has government gauged the geopolitical, the ramification because you have touched somebody bigger than life? In other words, so as far as Namibians and all of us in this August House are concerned, we must be concerned when our laws are somehow bending in the favor of certain people. When the liberation struggle was waged, you would agree, they were clear that those poor as they are, as they were, they stood up against the big powers, but they were driven by the principle of liberating this country. And part of it so that we can have the power to decide. So the law here speaks to us having an entity that can do business here where Namibians themselves must have a share. Now, if somebody comes because they have geopolitical connections, that they can come and say, trample upon the principles and the laws of Namibia, I think all of us, in our poverty perhaps, in our smallness perhaps, but in our principle we must stand and say, we would like whoever comes to do business here to conform to the laws of the country. Then finally you ask a question, how will the rural poor or the rural schools get connectivity? And that is precisely what the Minister of Information, what is precisely what CRAN has done. In fact, they have a fund to expand connectivity in the rural areas. So the crux of the matter, my brother, as you rightly said, we discussed about this. I don't think that we must be persuaded just because the opponent or the contender that we are talking to is somehow more powerful than us. Let us converse and say, if we would like to have the Namibian child have access to connectivity, let us do so in a manner that will benefit Namibians. And it is not for some others to come just because they want to make money and thereafter forget about that. So I think in our view, it's a matter of principle. I so submit, Comrade Speaker.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Nobody wants to turn Namibia into a banana republic. When a decision, and I want to answer you about the norm why the Prime Minister is leading government. Then the norm is the following. When a decision that we take as a country will affect current and future investments because of a decision that we took, we must explain that decision clearly to the world, for the world to understand that we have taken this decision on this basis. Therefore, I'm asking this question because if your ambassadors are not telling you today, there are people calling the whole calling us, lobbying us, influential politicians in the country, calling us to say, why is this thing happening in your country? Must we bring investment? All I'm asking is that government must come to the party, explain your position so that investment is not harmed by a decision that we take, but we explain our position clearly, unequivocally, where we stand as a country. And I agree with the decision, but the explanation is falling short. That's what my problem is.
Honorable, maybe before the Prime Minister also says something, I just want to indicate that the Minister of ICT has indicated that she wants to make a ministerial statement. I think she went to make the ministerial statement outside because of the fullness of our agenda yesterday when we agreed also to focus on the budget, but I was notified that there is an interest from the executive, except it was coming from the minister. Okay, but the PM can answer. I just wanted to indicate that at least I did get an indication from the minister that she wanted to say something. Huh? She's not here, otherwise she was going to say something. Yes, right, Honorable.
Yeah, no, it's okay, my good brother. He knows that we talk all the time. I think the message is clear. Namibia is a country where all those who respect our laws can do business. And Namibia, where all those who respect sovereign equality of states can do business. So the question then is where I have a difficulty. Even though I see where you're standing, I see where you're driving, where I have a difficulty is that we somehow want to project that this transaction is unique, that this transaction is too important, that this transaction somehow it sends jitters into the international markets, including the secret arm or the secret hand of the market. What? Well, that's what you're saying, yes. Oh, well, fine. But the fact remains. If we start to bend our laws or to even jump because somebody is woo, then tomorrow when somebody comes from Oshomuru, we are not going to react the same way that we are reacting. So let us be, well, I'm saying we can have this conversation, but I would be very uncomfortable to say just because of woo, let us jump. And we must do this because there's, but I understand the essence or the gist of what you're trying to say. Yes, we can have that conversation provided whoever that person is also respects us on the same level. That yes, let's have this conversation. For example, we have said here many times before, if there is an investor coming here and you are coming complying with our laws. For example, my brother, we know these things. There are certain things happening in this country. There are certain investors, we call investors, who are in this country doing certain things that are not correct. And they might be powerful. But should we then protrude ourselves because they are more powerful and we jump? No. The principle I think we must adopt, all of us, whether you are called by this or that one, just say, colleague, I will not go in your country and violate your law. And therefore, whoever comes in here must just comply with our laws. And then we can have that conversation. So, Comrade Speaker, there is, I think, from our side, again, if there are those who are listening out there, the powerful, the weak, the middle weak, is to say, this is a country, small as it might be, but proud in its principle, to ensure that those who comply with our laws, we can do business. Those who have an affront on us, we will also not take it kindly. So thank you very much for my speaking.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Kandorado.
Thank you so much, Speaker. From mining to local. My oral agent will go to the Minister of Gender, the Honorable Dr. Emma Kantema. This is with regard to vulnerable children grants. There is a national complaint that community members are coming at district regional settlement offices to register their orphans and vulnerable children. Social worker go out and do the inspection, qualify them, register them on the system to receive the grant. But then it takes about 3 to 4 years for these children to receive their 350. These are children of their parents died in car accident, COVID, and any other related diseases. Some, they don't have both parents or one, and those that are guardian taking care of them, they are unemployed, they have no any income. So also the notion is that for the past 10 years, the 350 Namibian dollar never received any increase. But then the inflation rate of commodities is going up. And also to conclude, they say when they come at the retailer to buy consumable items, the teller don't even ask, do you need a carry bag? Because the 350 cannot warrant to buy things that need a carry bag, according to the current economy scale. Will you please outline to the public the process of registration until people start to receive their money, and when will the 350 be increased as we submit?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member, for asking this question. I know that we had a conversation outside the House. I understand the importance of the question, the reason why government offers social grants to different categories of vulnerable members of our society. Honorable Speaker, with your permission, I'll request that the Honorable Member put his question in writing, to which we shall provide a comprehensive response. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Honorable Hangula.
Spoke of statistics that the parents died. Statistics.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question goes to the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Services, Honorable Dr. Lubindao. I received a report this morning of a 23-year-old young mother who took her 4-month-old baby with albinism to Katutura State Hospital over the weekend. And this 4-month-old baby, whatever affliction she had, vomiting and all those things, was prescribed tablets or pills that were given to this baby. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and a month ago when I took her to the hospital, she was given syrup, and she's 5. But a 4-month-old baby was prescribed tablets. And perhaps to make the matter even worse, when she asked, how am I supposed to administer this medication to this young baby, she was told to go and see what you are going to do with it. So it's not only painful to see your child sick, but to be told to go and see what you're going to do with these pills. So I just wanted to know, what are the procedures for administering medicine to infants? And what steps can this young mother take today? Because apparently the baby is still not well. What can she do? What else can she do to give medication to this child? And lastly, what could a pharmacist actually have done? Because I know sometimes when I take my mother, we are given a prescription and we are prescribed to go to the private. Why couldn't they have done that? This is something that I really want to know. So so that maybe we can see how we can advise her. I so submit, Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Member, for the question. So steps that we take to give children medicine is they are clearly listed, doses are listed, the methods are clearly listed. So children below certain ages, we prefer to give them syrups because it is difficult for them to particularly swallow tablets, pills. I think that is established. I'm not quite sure how differently you'd like me to answer that question. I do believe those are established. When you buy medication, you read on the directions. It establishes how to give the medication, hence why when you go to a pediatrician versus when you go to an adult, for example, physician, the manner in which they prescribe medication and the drugs they prescribe are different. With the particular case, I'm not able to go into detail because it refers to a particular person. Perhaps if the Honourable Member can make available to me this particular case, and we can handle it. Thank you for the urgent question.
Very good. Thank you, Honourable Moto. We'll the last one.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I would like to pose this very serious. Can I get my silence, please, members? I have a very serious question to the Right Honourable Prime Minister. It's in relation to an accident that happened in the evening that cost and amputated the leg of a one-year-old and 5 months. This happened during the railway of Oshivelo in Omothia. This was because the deep bushing that was given to a certain local company, a tender was allocated to that, and they failed to debush. Therefore, the child couldn't run in the direction of the bush and opted to run heading to the direction of the train, and an accident happened, and the child is currently fighting for their lives and has lost their leg. The only issue that we want to know is if you are aware of this situation, what are the legal implications that government can help in terms of compensation? We have laws around human and animal conflict where livestock and owners of those livestock are compensated. Yes. However, you have such issues where you have, for example, Trans-Namib that has numerous law cases against them because of such accidents of such nature. This is should have not been an accident costing maybe the life of a child. Can you please give the direction to the family that is currently really wanting answers and the nation at large to what we can do with this very important issue?
Yes.
Right, Honourable Prime Minister. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honourable Member, for the oral question. Firstly, when someone is injured, in this case a child, as the Honourable Member has said, we are deeply saddened to hear that. And you ask whether I'm aware. I'm not yet aware. But certainly it's a matter that we'll follow up so that we establish the facts and then be able to see how best we can have that matter handled. It is most unfortunate that happened. So, Honourable Speaker, I thank the Honourable Member for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you. Now that takes us to notices of motions. Honourable Moto.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 14th of April 2026, I shall table that this House considers a motion that calls for the National Land Productivity Audit. This motion recognizes that while Namibia has advanced land redistribution, the current framework remains focused on allocation rather than productivity, accountability, and economic impact. Existing land reform statistics provide aggregate data, but do not enable Parliament or the public to assess whether land across commercial, communal, and resettlement systems is being utilized efficiently to support food security and national growth. in context to the finite agricultural land and in alignment with continental commitments such as the Mobutu Declaration, there is a need to transition towards productivity-driven land governance system. This motion therefore proposes the establishment of a national land productivity audit supported by a transparent beneficiary monitoring framework to track allocation, land use, and productivity outcomes. The motion further seeks to address risk of underutilization, absentee landlord, and elite capture by introducing measurable productivity indicators and linking them to physical and institutional support across all categories of farmers. At the same time, it emphasizes the need for a differentiated approach that protects historically dispossessed farmers and emerging farmers through targeted support. And finally, ultimately, this reform aims to strengthen parliamentary oversight and ensure that land reform contributes meaningfully to the economic transformation, agricultural productivity, and inclusion of the inclusive development in Namibia. I so submit.
Yes.
Yes, Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, good afternoon again. Yeah, on Tuesday, March 31, 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss, refer to the relevant committee for investigation and report back to this August House for further scrutiny and recommendation. According to Section 78 of the Road Transportation Act 22 of 1999, the driver and those involved in the accident and those present has a right to assist accident victim at a road accident. It is not illegal. But, however, there are, I don't know where is this legality is coming from, where the police say don't touch the victim on a car accident until they die, or until when? Because calling the police vehicle and ambulance, they take more than 1 hour or 2 hours to reach the scene. Therefore, I request that we have to help to research and make sure that this law is shoot when the car accident, help that those involved or present there to assist the victim in car accident to reach hospital with intention to save life. I so submit.
This table is not. Honorable Lucato.
Honorable Speaker, Member of Parliament, today, Wednesday, 25 March 2026, I hereby give note that on Wednesday, 1st April 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees to table the motion to reduce wild animal and human conflict in Namibia by relocating wild animals to the Etosha National Park and other. I so submit, the Honorable Speaker.
There was a motion, Honorable Lucato. point of order. Or point of privilege. Okay, Honorable Chair.
Of privilege. Speaker.
Speaker did not ask the gist.
Speaker, we are actually coming to Parliament very prepared for business of the day and to engage. And I think, Speaker, we all in this chamber, we were part and privy to an induction. And Speaker, I think for an entire year, you have been very lenient. And we are now going out of a phase of being new members of Parliament. And I think we have to get to you as seniors members of this House, guiding members when they are out of order. Speaker, I don't know whether the two notices of motions even qualify to be notices of motions. The ones that were just given now. And even some, okay, the agent oral, I think that is for the Speaker to decide. But Speaker, it's every day we are being abused to come and listen to this type of motions. Apparently, I'm on a point of privilege.
Yes, Honorable Member, can you just allow him because he's on point of privilege?
I'm on a point of privilege.
Honorable members, can we not fight today, please? Can we just have some peace? Can he just finish making his point? Yeah, please. Yeah, let him please finish. Honorable Member. Yeah, proceed. Yeah, Honorable Thomas, please.
So, Speaker.
Just hold on, please.
Speaker, I'm really appealing to you, Honorable Speaker, to get us into order, and when certain things are out of order, to be Chief. When you were speaking, nobody was disturbing. No, you spoke 2 times. We didn't disturb you. No. We can also be. I can be unruly just like you. No, you were speaking. I was quiet. No, you must sit down. Sit down. Hey, sit down. Sit down. And you are who?
Honorable Thomas, honorable members, please take your seat.
And you are who? And you are who?
Honorable members, please just let
And you are who?
No.
And you will bully other people, not me, Chief. Sit down. You are not going to bully me. Sit down.
Sit down.
No.
Cannot stretch.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. I was given by the presiding officer a chance. I will
please
speak.
Take your seat, Honorable. No. Honorable Member. Leave the presiding officer. Yeah, honorable members, the House would rise for a break until 16 hours. This time.
a total amount of 239,853,000 Namibian dollars was allocated to capital and maintenance related projects. These funds were predominantly utilized for essential activities such as infrastructure maintenance, office equipment replacement, and providing safe, secure, and efficient air transport to the President and other VVIPs. Moreover, funds were allocated to the renovation of the 4th President's residence and office, as well as the renovation of the guest houses in Swakopmund and Oshakati, presidential residence at State House in Windhoek, and the feasibility studies and architectural drawings for the presidential wing at Oshakati Guest House. Funds were also allocated for phase 2 replacement of the air conditioning system at State House. Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members, I now present to you the 2026-2027 financial year budget allocation of 1,214 million Namibian dollars in respect of Vote 1, Office of the President. This budget will enable the office to continue executing its function of rendering effective advisory and administrative support services to the President in the execution of her constitutional mandate. This will be achieved by effectively and efficiently implementing projects as outlined in the 6th Development Plan aligned to the Office Strategic Plan 2025-2030. This budget is a catalyst to unlock key sectors of our economy for sustainable development, such as oil and gas, while tackling enhancing sustainable economic growth and quality service delivery to the Namibian people. In addition, priority initiatives for oil and gas for the 2026-2027 financial year will be to fast-track commercial oil production timelines, strengthen local content and participation policies, build national capacity in oil and gas governance, invest oil revenues into diversification, namely renewables and manufacturing, and ensure strong environmental and climate safeguards. The breakdown budget for Vote 1 is as follows. Office of the President is 1,062 million Namibian dollars allocated for operational expenditure, representing 87% of the total budget, and 152 million Namibian dollars allocated for development expenditure, representing 13% of the total budget. This budget allocation supports 3 programs, namely Program 1, Protection and Defense of the Namibian Constitution, Program 2, Democracy Consolidation, and finally Program 3, Policy Coordination and Support Services. I now shift to provide a detailed account of the above programs. Program 1, this program has been allocated an operational budget of 447,508,000 Namibian dollars to do inter alia. It renders administrative and technical support to the President and the Vice President, provides press and media liaison, ensure provision of hospitality services, provision of ceremonial services, and ensure the conferment of national honors. Program 2, this program has been allocated an operational budget of 23,756,000 Namibian dollars. To do inter alia, to cover expenditures related to rendering administrative and technical support services to the 2nd and 4th Presidents. The program is complementary to the work of the Head of State and aims to achieve several outputs, including improving democratic governance while supporting economic development, national unity, and social advancement. Program 3, Policy Coordination and Support Services. This program has been allocated an operational budget of 742,736,000 Namibian dollars. Capital budget 152 million Namibian dollars. And to do inter alia,
The program is instrumental in the maintenance of peace, security, and stability, supports the representation of central government in all 14 regions, provides safe, secure, and efficient air transport to VVIPs, integration of marginalized communities, indigenous minorities into the mainstream economy, ensure participation and access of persons with disabilities in socio-economic development through disability mainstreaming across sectors, and oversight and control of the upstream oil and gas operations. The following projects will be executed in this financial year. Reviving of agricultural projects at Farm Ondera, Oshikoto region, and 8 COMs, Ochodonjupa region for the marginalized communities. Feasibility study for agricultural project viability at a Homba settlement, the Pupa constituency in Kunene region for the marginalized communities. Construction of the new government guest house in Oshakati, and construction of the new governor's offices for Hangwena and Kunene regions. Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members, it is now my singular honor to submit the proposed budget of $1,214,000,000 Namibian dollars for the 2026-2027 financial year for vote 01. For this August House favorable consideration, I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. I now put vote 2, the one of Prime Minister, with an amount of 535 million Namibian dollars for introduction by the Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members. Let me first congratulate our able Minister of Finance, Honorable Erika Shafuda, for a well-balanced budget born out of many competing needs and priorities. This budget speaks to the more than 3.1 million Namibians out there, whose hopes and aspirations are on us to grow and promote our economy in which they can realize and enjoy their potential to the fullest. In this budget, Namibians see themselves as one nation. This oneness is the glue that holds us together. Our President, Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, phrased this oneness with these words, and I quote, "The success of our country does not depend on one singular person, but on each and every citizen. Each and every son and daughter of our soil must become a catalyst for development and change." End of quote. Our NDP 6 is bedrocked on 4 interrelated development principles. These are sustainable development, people-centered integrated planning, and partnership. These 4 principles are our collective response to the 3 development goals outlined in NDP 6. These are wealth creation, improved equality, and employment creation. Creating jobs means bringing about an inclusive economic growth in which jobs are created faster than the growth of entrants in the labor market. We all have a huge role to play in this national endeavor. Our collective responsibility is to grow our economy, to create wealth, promote equity and prosperity for all Namibians, irrespective of their political affiliation. To achieve this, we must expand our industrial base and support our entrepreneurs, big or small. Let us develop the dream of the small-scale farmer in Okakarara constituency. Let us tap into the skill of successful commercial farmers. Let us add value to the young entrepreneur in Katutura. Let us make the dream of a prospective young scientist in Berseba. Let us listen to the poultry business owner in Malengalenga. Let us support the builder in Rehoboth. Let us add value to the wood carvers in Rundu. In our search for sustainable economic growth, We must create appropriate synergies in all OMAs, SOEs, regional and local authority councils, as well as the private sector and labor, pulling together as one unit, solely focused on Namibia's destiny as our shared business. We are one team working towards the same objective, bringing about a prosperous and industrious Namibia, developed by her human resources, enjoying peace, harmony, and political stability. We must collectively as a nation strive to ensure that our people have access to basic needs such as housing, water, health, sanitation, education, and food. The question is, how many Namibians will be lifted out of poverty if we all put shoulders to the wheel to ensure that our execution rate of this budget is top-notch? Let us own this budget. Let us see in it schools, hospitals, clinics, rural development, formal settlements, and rural feeder roads, and rural electrification. Let us see in it inclusive development and shared prosperity for all. Together, we can make Namibia rise and shine. That is all what 3.1 Namibians out there want us to do. It is thus with sense of duty and responsibility that I rise before this august House to present the motivation for the budget allocation of vote to Office of the Prime Minister for the 2026-2027 financial year. This is not merely a procedural exercise in public finance. Honorable members, this moment also demands that we account for the commitments made in the previous financial year. In the previous financial year, this office undertook to strengthen disaster response, advance public service reform, drive digital transformation, and implement targeted interventions to improve lives of our people. These commitments have now translated into tangible outcomes, from large-scale drought response to operational systems and direct interventions, reaching vulnerable communities. Honorable members, this demonstrates a clear shift from planning to implementation and from commitment to delivery. This budget must therefore be understood not as a new beginning, but as a continuation of work already underway, now entering a phase of consolidation and scale. The Office of the Prime Minister is responsible for coordinating the work of government's interministerial and intergovernmental levels and projecting a positive image of the government. The Prime Minister's task involves overseeing the Cabinet and advising the President in the execution of government functions. Honorable members, the Office of the Prime Minister has been allocated an amount of 535 million, of which 485 million is earmarked for operational expenditure and 50 million for development expenditure. This allocation reflects both the physical constraints within which we must operate and the central coordinating role that the office plays in ensuring that government functions as a coherent and effective system. The office does not operate in isolation. Its role is to bring institutions together, align priorities, and translate decisions into measurable outcomes in governance, coordination, and service deliveries. Honorable members, central to this coordinating role is the firm oversight exercise by the Office of the Prime Minister over offices, ministries, and agencies. The office has implemented structured performance monitoring system within its office, through which regular comprehensive reports must be submitted. These reports do not merely reflect financial expenditure, but provide a clear account of service delivery outcomes, the implementation of cabinet decisions, and progress against national priorities. The system enables the Office of the Prime Minister to actively track performance, hold institutions accountable, and intervene decisively where shortcomings are identified. In this way, we are ensuring that government does not only plan, but delivers efficiently, coherently, and in a manner that responds to the expectations of the Namibian people. Honorable members, and it is also notable that members of cabinet work together as a team every step of the way. We work side by side and deliver side by side, and we could not have done it better than what has happened. And the honorable members, we have been guided by Excellency the President as we carry this function.
Professor.
Honorable members, now I move to summary of activities and achievements for the 2025-2026 financial year. Performance overview. Honorable members, allow me to begin by reflecting on our performance during 2025-2026 financial year. The Office of the Prime Minister achieved a budget execution rate of 99.3%, a figure that speaks to disciplined financial management and the efficient utilization of allocated resources. However, such figures are not an end in themselves. The true measure of performance lies in how effectively we respond to the needs of our people. It is against this background that I now turn to the substantive areas of intervention undertaken by the Office under Program 1, Coordination and Administration of Government Leadership. Honorable members, 612,000 Namibians, 20% of our population, are facing acute food insecurity. This reality requires urgent and sustained intervention. Through the Community Garden Project in Talismanis, 92 unemployed youth have been mobilized under a cash for work model, creating income while building sustainable food production systems. This initiative is being expanded nationally with strong community support. Of course, Talismanis is Ochombinde constituency, and honorable members, targeted assessments in Sivara, Kahukuru, Mukundu, and Dongalinena revealed severe vulnerability. Families without shelter and learners sleeping on sand floors. These are not conditions we can accept. In response, prefabricated housing is being constructed, school infrastructure is being upgraded, and living conditions are being improved. At the same time, urban informal settlement continue to face pressure. Government is working to unlock service land, accelerate housing delivery, and implement affordable housing solutions. Cash for work programs across all 14 regions are creating income opportunities, building skills, and restoring dignity. Central to this is accountability. Performance is being monitored, and where it falls short, corrective action is taken. Public service must deliver, and where it does not, there will be consequences. Program 2, Coordination of Disaster Risk Management. The drought response reached 1.4 million Namibians, supporting over 300,000 households across all 14 regions. Through the introduction of CBMIS digital system, over 140,000 households were supported via vouchers, and close to 500 retailers participated in transparency and accountability. Government also settled 30,000 or over 30,000 livestock claims, totaling close to 140 million, and invested close to 100 million in water infrastructure. Honorable members, flooding in the Zambezi region reminds us that climate shocks are increasing. We are therefore shifting from response to preparedness and from vulnerability to resilience. Under Program 3, Champion Public Service Management, summary, the section focuses on innovation, digital transformation, ethics, and reform of key systems such as SEMAS. Honorable members, the transformation of the public service is central to delivery. Innovation has been strengthened with institutions engaged, solutions developed, and officials trained. Digital transformation is advancing through ICT investments, data systems, human capital management, and above all, digital sovereignty. Reforms to SEMAS are being implemented through a governance committee addressing sustainability and service delivery challenges. Ethics and integrity are being strengthened through tighter controls and conflict interest declarations. This ensures a public service that's accountable, ethical, and responsive. Under Public Service Commission, the Public Service Commission continues to fulfill its constitutional mandate through human resources audits and oversight mechanisms. These efforts ensures fairness, compliance, and accountability across government institutions. Program 5, Public Service ICT Management. Honorable members, this pertains to digital transformation. It's no longer optional. It is essential. Government is investing in ICT systems to improve efficiency, transparency, and service delivery, including the development of a national data center, Namibia's national data center, and strengthening cybersecurity, unapologetically, patriotically, and forward-looking, backward never. Under Cabinet administration support, honorable members, the Cabinet Secretariat supported 40 Cabinet meetings, 43 committee meetings, and communication of over 300 decisions within 48 hours. This ensures that decisions are not only made, but implemented. Program policy coordination and support. This program strengthens policy coordination and supports government operations, ensuring alignment with national priorities and fostering unity and cohesion. Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members, under vote allocation for the 2026-2027 financial year, I now move to the motivation of vote 2 programs for the financial year 2026-2027. The budget allocation for vote 02, Office of the Prime Minister, 535 million, of which 485 million is for operational expenditures and 50 million for development expenditures. The vote budget is clustered around 7 programs as follows. Program 1, Coordination and Administration of Government Leadership. Honorable members, this program reflects the coordinating and responsive role of the Office of the Prime Minister in addressing the immediate needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable in our society. This program is allocated 24.7 million to support coordination, administration, and implementation of national priorities. Following engagements at both parliamentary and community levels, the office undertook targeted interventions informed by direct assessment conducted in villages such as Sivara, Kahukuru, Mukundu, and Dongalinena in Kavango West and Kavango East regions. These assessments confirmed the severe vulnerability faced by communities, including families living without adequate shelter and learners, son learners at Kokoma Primary School, residing in conditions not conducive to learning, such as sleeping on sand floors and without basic bedding. The son schools are Kokoma and Karukuwisa. In response, the office has taken decisive steps to restore dignity and improve living conditions. The construction of prefabricated houses is underway at those areas, with projects nearing completion, while similar interventions are progressing at Ndongalinena and Mukundu, as well as the San community schools that I have mentioned. Honorable members, our engagements have also highlighted the growing challenges in informal settlement, particularly in Windhoek, including Havana, Katutura, Samora Machel constituency, Ochamwise, 8th Delan, and Farm 508, as well as Ausenke in Karasberg West, where housing shortages, lack of service land, and inadequate sanitation continue to undermine the dignity and well-being of our people. Further to this, we intend to finalize phase 2 of the Talismanis project and replicate this in other constituencies. Government is therefore taking a coordinated approach, working with local authorities and stakeholders to unlock service land, accelerate housing delivery, and explore practical solutions, including affordable housing and rental models that respond to the realities of low-income households. At the same time, the office has supported cash for work initiatives across all 14 regions, creating income opportunities and restoring dignity. Labor-intensive projects implemented in collaboration with vocational training centers, especially minor repairs, are supporting local infrastructure while empowering young people and building skills. Honorable members, this approach is aligned with NDP 6, ensuring that planning translates into implementation. The performance management system will further strengthen accountability by enabling us to monitor and track performance across government. Honorable members, accountability in the public service is not an abstract principle, it is being enforced. Where bottlenecks have been identified, we are addressing them decisively, including taking corrective action where performance or conduct falls short. This has already concluded or included disciplinary measures, demotions, and dismissals in key areas of government. Public service must deliver, and where it does not, there will be consequences. Accountability will be the norm. Honorable members, therefore, the strengthening of the performance management system is not an administrative exercise. It is a tool of accountability. The office will continue strengthening its role through direct engagement with regions, ensuring that government remains responsive, coordinated, and focused on delivering results of our people. Program 2, Coordination of Disaster Risk Management. Honorable members, this program is allocated 47.6 million. This renovation of the emergency operation, the renovation rather of the Emergency Operations Center, estimated at 3 million, will strengthen early warning systems, coordination, and timely response to disasters. During the 2026-2027 financial year, the Directorate will review the National Resilience Strategy and Disaster Risk Reduction Policy to ensure alignment with emerging risks, evolving climate realities, and international best practices at an estimated cost of 2.5 million. Honorable members, based on projected rainfall variability and potential flooding risks, an amount of 5 million has been allocated to the National Emergency Disaster Fund to strengthen preparedness and ensure timely response to emergencies. In addition, the Directorate will advance the digitalization of disaster response systems, including the development of an integrated online platform to improve coordination, real-time information sharing, and public access to services such as emergency support and work-based relief programs. This will ensure that our response mechanisms are not only responsive, but also modern, accessible, and efficient. Program 3, Champion Public Service Management. Honorable members, this program is allocated 76.5 million. Key priorities include reviewing the public sector innovation policy, finalizing and implementing the knowledge management policy, conducting a citizen satisfaction survey, and fully operationalizing the one-stop service center. The human capital management system will be rolled out alongside strengthened skills audit, training, and workforce planning. Work will continue on succession planning, affirmative action compliance, and payroll audits, while performance management systems will be extended to subnational levels. Honorable members, in addition, in respect of developing IT systems, it will be deliberate and it will be patriotic that Namibians themselves must be responsible for all IT development infrastructure, and all others that may come, they must work with Namibians. On Program 4, improve the constitutional obligation of the Public Service Commission. This program is allocated 37.8 million. Commission will conduct human resources audits and follow-ups, facilitate forums, strengthen regional oversight through visits, and continue implementing its reform agenda while fulfilling regional and international obligations. Program 5, improved public service information technology management. This program is allocated 128.2 million. That's now 128.2 million. That is a government that is serious, that is committed to ensuring that ICT in government is supported, and ICT in government is carried out by Namibians.
Oh, yes.
Strategic investments will focus on upgrading government digital system, strengthening cybersecurity, developing Namibia's own national data center, and enhancing data and human capital management systems. Honorable members, this means a nation of 36 years, it has the capacity to be able to develop the information system for, by, and its own. And on the Program 6, improve cabinet administration support management. This program is allocated 17.7 million. The Cabinet Secretariat will continue to support decision-making processes, monitor implementation of cabinet decisions, strengthen coordination, and develop e-records management system. Improve policy coordination and support services. Honorable members, Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, develop e-records management system means that the University of Namibia, NAST of Namibia, and all institutions of higher learning in Namibia, they will be at the forefront of collaborating with the Office of the Prime Minister and all IT experts in Namibia to ensure that all data of government is housed in Namibia, not outside Namibia. Program Improve Policy Coordination and Support Services. This program is allocated 202.5 million. It supports policy coordination and administration within the office, including the continuation of United House renovation and the finalization of consultations on the National Equitable Economic Empowerment Bill. In conclusion, Honorable Chair, it is important to emphasize that the work before us builds on commitments already made, and more importantly, on progress already achieved. The past year has demonstrated that where we commit, we deliver. From large-scale disaster response to public service reform, from digital transformation to targeted intervention for vulnerable communities, we have begun to translate policy into measurable impact. At the same time, we recognize that some areas remain work in progress, and we approach them with the same resolve and urgency. The task before us now is to deepen this trajectory, to scale what works, to correct what does not, and to ensure that every intervention contributes meaningfully to improving the lives of our people. Honorable members, this is the shift we are driving from intention to impact, from policy to delivery. I herewith submit for the consideration of and the approval of this August House the proposed budget of 535 million for vote 2, Office of the Prime Minister. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. I now put vote 4 of Auditor General, 133 million Namibian dollars for introduction by again the Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Honorable Chairperson of the Law House Committee, honorable members, I rise today to motivate vote 04, the Office of the Auditor General. This office is an independent and impartial institution established by law with a clear mandate to safeguard accountability and transparency in the management of public funds. Through this comprehensive audit report submitted to this August House, the Auditor General ensures that democracy, accountability, and the responsible use of public resources are upheld. At its core, the Auditor General is entrusted with auditing how government institutions manage public finances. This responsibility extends beyond verifying figures. It ensures that resources are used lawfully, efficiently, and in the best interest of our citizens. Over the years, the Auditor General's reports have consistently highlighted governance and financial management issues requiring urgent attention from accounting officers, from chief regional officers, and councillors. These reports, prepared in line with international auditing standards, provide independent assurance to stakeholders and fulfill the legal obligation to ensure prudent and efficient use of public resources. Honorable members, while the Auditor General's office does not compromise its independence by passing audits, it plays a vital advisory role. Offices, ministries, and agencies are guided through clear findings and recommendations that outline corrective actions. Recently, the office launched a 5-year stakeholder engagement strategy designed to build capacity and strengthen knowledge-sharing initiatives. This effort seeks to reduce the backlog of audits of financial statements from government institutions that continue to miss statutory deadlines. The Office of the Auditor General commends the initiative of ministries that have engaged the aligned institutions to ensure that timely submission of financial statements. Honorable members, we must stress with urgency that some institutions of government have outstanding financial statements dating back to many years. Honorable members, as we were preparing this statement, we called the Office of the Auditor General, and they briefed us precisely that some government institutions have outstanding financial statements dating back to many years, and that some government institutions, they take these statements not seriously. This is wholly unacceptable. We cannot allow state resources to be utilized without proper accountability. The Auditor General's Office has submitted a list of all institutions that have failed to comply. And line ministries must directly engage with them to support the completion of audits. As Her Excellency President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has made clear, it is no longer business as usual. There must be consequences for non-compliance because we are dealing with public resources. Honorable members, it is a commitment we have made as the Office of the Prime Minister that all this list of those who have not complied, of those who have not acted on the recommendation from the Auditor General's Office, accountability must be seen and will be enforced. The office has planned 163 audits for the upcoming financial year. This includes audits of OMAS, regional councils, local authorities, state-owned enterprises, donor funds, environmental and performance audits in areas of extractive industries. Audits will also assess Namibia's progress towards sustainable development goals, tax collection and procurement practices, and compliances. Honorable Chairperson of the whole House Committee, honorable members, what we have agreed is that this new audit will be, in terms of the recommendations thereof, it will not be done as before. It's business unusual, and we would like to see dust on this. Honorable Chairperson of the whole House Committee, the office continues to prioritize professionalization by recruiting auditors from local tertiary institutions. Currently, 58% of staff are skilled, a further 17 at senior supervisory level are specialized. Perhaps worth mentioning is that the Auditor General's Office has produced 4 accredited auditors, yet challenges remain. Staff turnover. The professionalization strategy seeks to address this by positioning the office in the near future as a public audit training office. The Auditor General's independent assessments of compliance, efficiency, and resource safeguarding are indispensable to good governance. These reports provide Parliament and the public with impartial insights, enabling proactive measures to prevent misuse of funds and strengthen accountability. Honorable members, adequate funding for the Office of the Auditor General is essential in ensuring comprehensive audit coverage and reinforcing our collective commitment to transparency, accountability, and responsible use of public resources. I therefore urge this House to support vote 4 in recognition of the Auditor General's vital role in protecting the integrity of our democracy and the trust of our people. For the 2026-2027 financial year, the Office will prioritize 3 key programs. Program 1, independence and legal framework. 2, public expenditure oversight. 3, coordination and support service policies. Honorable Chairperson of the whole House Committee, honorable members, allow me to present vote 04, the Office of the Auditor General, and the programs that underpin its constitutional mandate. Program 1, the foremost priority of Auditor General is to consolidate and strengthen the legal foundation that guarantees its operational and administrative autonomy. Adequate human, material, and financial resources are essential for the office to discharge its mandate effectively. Operational and physical independence are indispensable to safeguarding the governance and servicing the national public interest. This program advances impartiality, broadens audit scope and visibility, enhances public confidence, and drives institutional reforms. To achieve these objectives, an allocation of $2,449,086 Namibian dollars are requested. Public expenditure oversight, that's Program 2. This program represents the cornerstone of Auditor General's mandate. The majority of the allocation is directed towards strengthening the auditing of public expenditure, ensuring that resources are utilized efficiently, effectively, and in alignment with national priorities. In doing so, it combats waste, mismanagement, and corruption while reinforcing fiscal discipline across government institutions. Program 2 covers operational expenditure related to programs, services, projects, and other government activities financed through the national budget. It directly supports the core function of auditing public institutions through annual audit reports submitted to Parliament. The office promotes transparency and accountability, enabling informed legislative deliberations and guiding budgetary decisions. Adequate resourcing here is essential to ensure that impactful audit, reporting, and accountability to the Namibian people. An allocation of 399,652 Namibian dollars is required to fund this program. On the administrative and support services, this program underpins the overall functioning of the office by providing essential logistical and technological support to its audit divisions. It encompasses critical functions such as internal audit, human resource management, training and development, strategic planning, and public relations and communication. It also sustains the performance management system, ensuring that the office continues to deliver in line with the institutional mandate, the National Development Plan, and Vision 2030. Serving as the administrative backbone of this supreme audit institution, Program 3 guarantees effective policy coordination and the provision of adequately resourced support services. These functions enable the office to operate efficiently in fulfilling its constitutional mandate. To achieve this, an allocation of 42,151,262 Namibian dollars is requested. Improvement of remuneration structure. In addition to 4 million, representing 3% of the total budget, has been earmarked, rather an amount of 4 million, representing 3% of the total budget, has been earmarked for the improvement of the remuneration structure. This allocation is critical to attract, retain, and motivate skilled professionals within the Auditor General's office. A well-remunerated workforce is essential for maintaining independence, professionalism, and the highest standards of auditing practice, alignment with the National Development Agenda. Honorable members, this budget is not merely about figures, it's about strengthening the pillars of accountability and transparency of the supreme audit institution of this country that underpin our National Development Agenda. By ensuring that every dollar allocated to public programs is properly accounted for, we contribute directly to sustainable economic growth, poverty reduction. In light of the above, I recommend a budget allocation of 133 million Namibian dollars under the appropriation bill for 2026-2027 financial year to vote 04. This represents a strategic investment in strengthening governance, oversight, and accountability in Namibia. Honorable members, while this allocation may not at this stage cover the full scope of audits across all sectors, it nevertheless empowers the Office of the Auditor General to fulfill important part of its constitutional mandate, safeguarding public resources and promoting transparency and accountability in the management of public funds. At the same time, this should serve as a reminder to us as lawmakers of the importance of providing adequate resources to ensure that public institutions operate at their optimal capacity. It remains essential that the Office of the Auditor General is fully equipped with the necessary tools and enabling environment to effectively address the challenges that impact its performance. This includes strengthening institutional independence through an enabling audit act, ensuring adequate financial resources to broaden the scope of audits, particularly at Namibia's diplomatic missions abroad, the Green Scheme program, the education sector, which commands the largest share of the national budget, including health sector. Furthermore, there is need to improve technological systems and to attract and retain professionals who are vital to the Auditor General's work. Addressing these matters will significantly enhance the office capacity, reinforcing public confidence and trust. Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members, on this point, as we finalize, we also made it clear that on the technological system that must be employed in the Auditor General's office, it must be developed by Namibians, for Namibians, patriotically so, stubbornly so, jealously so, with the University of Namibia, with the NAST of Namibia. I therefore humbly submit vote 04 for the consideration and approval of this Honourable House.
Thank you, Prime Minister. I think we are taking note, honourable members, of your concern. Before I put vote 26, I just want the messengers to get the copies of the 3 previous speeches so that those who are interested in the hard copy can get it that way, and the others will be sent electronically.
No, we agreed that we do it electronically.
No, but there are others that are coming.
We said no, electronically.
No.
Yes, electronically. We are sending you.
Okay, thank you. No. Get the 3 now. You can make copy. Then when we put vote, the last vote.
So you don't want electronically?
Is it electronic? It's not
electronic.
Needed. Okay.
Well, you said you wanted some of them need some minor corrections.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
These are the 3.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I now put vote 26, National Planning Commission, 283 million Namibian dollars for introduction by the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
The last motivation for the day, Honourable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honourable members, including Honourable Karangura. I rise to present the motivation for the budget allocation for vote 26. National Planning Commission for the year 2026-2027. And the corresponding medium-term expenditure framework. The National Planning Commission, as mandated under Article 129 of the Constitution, has a responsibility to plan the priorities and direct the course of national development. In addition, the Commission monitors and evaluates the effectiveness of development programs. At the onset, allow me, on behalf of the National Planning Commission, to congratulate Honourable Erika Shafuda on the important responsibility of presenting the national budget in this August House. On the summary of activities and achievements for the 2025-2026 financial year, the budget allocation for vote 26 for the financial year 2025-2026 was 367,305,000 Namibian dollars. The expenditure incurred to date in 2025-2026 financial year amounted to 353,339,406 Namibian dollars, which translates into a budget execution rate of 96.2%. Let me start by highlighting some of the activities undertaken during the just or soon ending financial year. Formulation of the NDP6, which, as you know, was launched in 2025. NDP6 consists of the main policy document and the implementation, monitoring, and evaluation plan. The document currently serves as the reference point for the identification of Namibia's priorities by both ourselves, investors, and our friends in development. The implementation, monitoring, and evaluation plan outlines the framework how we intend to regularly measure our endeavors towards the set goals across the pillars, thematic and focus areas. During the reference period, Namibia was reclassified from an upper middle income to a lower middle income country. This prompted the National Planning Commission to prepare a policy brief titled Unpacking the Reclassification of Namibia as Lower Middle Income Country, Implication and Expectations, which was finalized and disseminated. The development budget for 2026-2027 to 2028-2029 MTEF period was compiled. NDP6 interim progress report from 1st April to 30 September on the 7th national priority sectors was produced. The development of digital national monitoring and evaluation system to be used by government to ensure regular and timely progress reporting on program and projects is at an advanced stage. I'll read it that again. The development of digital national monitoring and evaluation system to be used by government, meaning OMAs, SOEs, regional councils, local authorities, to ensure regular, timely progress reporting on programs and projects is at an advanced stage and developed by Namibia for Namibians. The National Planning Commission has been coordinating the capturing of data onto the SADC online system to update the country's performance on indicators outlined in the SADC Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan, as well as the implementation of Council and Summit decisions. Mobilize official development assistance from various development partners amounting to 3 billion, which equates to 2.8% of the national budget. And the report of ODA 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 was compiled and hosted the 2025 Development Partners Forum to enhance partnership with the development partners and to support the implementation of the National Development Plan and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The Namibia Statistics Agency rolled out the National Housing Information System in 56 out of the 57 local authorities in the country in collaboration with the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. The development of national addressing system for the country for effective service delivery and policy intervention was initiated together with the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology. 2025-2026 Namibia Household Income Expenditure Survey data collection was conducted. 2025-2026 Namibia Financial Inclusion data collection was conducted. Production of key economic and statistical reports, including GDP, CPI, PPI, and trade statistics. Completion of sectoral statistic reports covering various sectors was compiled nationwide stakeholder advocacy to strengthen the implementation of the Africa peer review mechanism mandate was conducted. Progress report on the implementation of the National Plan of Action for Targeted Review report on youth unemployment was finalized and presented by Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah at the 35th African Peer Review Forum of Heads of States and Government. The Namibia Statistics Agency, together with the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, produced the Namibia Informal Settlements Baseline Report to guide informal settlements formalization and upgrading across the country. Honorable Chairperson of the whole House Committee, honorable members, vote allocation for the current financial year 2026-2027. In the 2026-2027 financial year, NPC is allocated a total budget of 283 million Namibian dollars, of which an amount of 278 million Namibian dollars is to cater for operational expenditures. An amount of 5 million is for development expenditures. The allocation are apportioned to the following 4 programs. Program 1, macroeconomic planning. The program is responsible for conducting socio-economic research to inform national development, planning and formulation of short, medium and long-term national development plans. This program is allocated an amount of 15,432,000 Namibian dollars. The following are planned activities for the current financial year. Production of the 2025 Economic Development Report, which provides synopsis of socio-economic developments at the global, regional and domestic levels. This report is expected to be launched during the 4th quarter. Undertaking annual industrial survey as part of the macroeconomic working group, together with the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Namibia and Namibia Statistics Agency. And hosting of the 2nd Namibia Public-Private Stakeholder Forum, engagement with various stakeholders for high-level solution-oriented dialogue. This dialogue aims to foster practical joint responses to Namibia's economic challenges. Convene a cabinet stakeholder engagement workshop on NDP6 integrated financial options. This aims to review financial and planning into a cohesive system which improves decision-making, strengthens transparency, and foster long-term sustainability. Information dissemination on NDP6 as part of public awareness. NPC will continuously popularize NDP6 through sector meetings to inform and encourage ownership to owners. Formulation of the National Development Planning Framework for Namibia to guide the planning for developmental activities. And finally, the development of the National Human Resource Plan 2026-2036 to direct the country's HR demand and supply outlook. NPC will develop the National Human Resources Plan to replace the just ended 2012-2025 plan. Program 2, Regional and Sectoral Planning and Policy Coordination. The program coordinates the development, planning and budgeting and ensures that national development plans are implemented and that the development budget programs and projects are aligned to the national priorities as outlined in national development plans. The program strengthens regional planning and coordinates the formulation and review of its socio-economic public policies to ensure consistency with national objectives and priorities, as well as to evaluate. The amount allocated to this program is 22,642,000 Namibian dollars. The following activities will be undertaken. Compile regional development profiles. The regional development profiles depicts information such as demographics, economic, social, and comparative advantage for each region. The profiles are used for planning, development of pipelines, projects, and may be used to inform investment decisions. The compilation of regional profiles will be done in collaboration with the Office of the Prime Minister, which has been directed by Her Excellency to ensure that each region has a manufacturing or a factory commensurate with the strength of each region. Formulation of project appraisal guidelines. The formulation of project appraisal guidelines is a critical function of the NPC, which is constitutionally mandated to direct national development. These guidelines ensure that public investments are technically sound, economically viable, and aligned with national priorities like NDP 6. Evaluate regional and sectoral development plans. The evaluation of regional and sectoral development plans is a systematic process managed by NPC to ensure local industry-specific activities align with the overarching goals of Vision 2030 and NDPs. Prepare the development budget. Preparing the development budget is a structured year-long process led by the National Planning Commission in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance. This budget serves as a primary vehicle for implementing public sector investment program, focusing on capital expenditure such as infrastructure, machinery, and land. Under Program 3, monitoring, evaluation, and development partners coordination. This program aims to monitor, evaluate, report on government performance at the national, subnational levels, in line with the national development goals and objectives as stipulated in the NDPs. The program also involves mobilizing, coordinating, and managing development cooperation with developing partners through negotiations and consultations. For 2026-2027 financial year, a total amount of $17,969,000 Namibian dollars is allocated. The following are the planned activities to be undertaken: monitoring and implementation of NDP 6 and submit progress reports to Cabinet. NPC will facilitate the convening of focus and thematic area meetings to discuss NDP 6 progress report for quality assurance and invoke performance dialogue on NDP 6 to enhance accountability and transparency. In line with the recent Cabinet directive, NPC will review the existing M&E mechanisms such as monitoring and evaluation policy, evaluation guidelines with the objective of updating them for effective implementation. NPC will continue to engage development partners to solicit development support that will augment government efforts geared to uplift the standard of living of people in Namibia, as articulated in her development priorities under international development framework, which Namibia committed to implement. The 2025-2026 ODA report articulating the dispersed support will be produced. 2026 Development Partners Forum to enhance partnership with development partners on emerging issues and support the implementation of Namibia's identified priorities will be coordinated. NPC will facilitate the development and presentation of the 4th Voluntary National Review Report in 2027 on the implementation of Agenda 2030 to the UN High Political Forum of Economic and Social Council in New York. Namibia has since produced 2018, 2021, and 2024 such reports. Coordinate the preparation of the 2026 annual report indicating implementation progress for second 10-year implementation plan 2024 to 2033 of the African Union's Agenda 2023. Given the diminishing ODA to Namibia, NPC is developing a resource mobilization strategy that will present a framework for mobilizing resources and ensure a more coordinated approach to mobilize, manage, and monitor, evaluate the external and internal resources. It will further provide guidance on soliciting, managing ODA in line with government objectives and development policies. It is for a funding mechanism of development partners. NPC is finalizing the approval process of Namibia's civil society organizations, partnership engagement reviewed policy to enhance their participation in development processes. This will ensure fostering dialogue, collaboration, and capacity building initiatives to ensure that CSO play a meaningful role in advocating for inclusive, sustainable development. Program supervision, coordination, and support services. This program includes activities related to provision of administrative support services, including financial and information technology, human resources, and auxiliary services functions as National Planning Commission. It is under this program that National Planning Commission provides financial support to Namibia Statistic Agency and Africa Peer Review Mechanism to perform their mandates. For 2026-2027 financial year, an amount of 226,957,000 Namibian dollars has been allocated, including an amount of 5 million Namibian dollars development budget. The following activities are planned for implementation during the year. Conduct the census on agriculture or of agriculture. The main objective of the census is to obtain baseline agricultural production and structural variables that do not change rapidly from year to year in both the communal and commercial farming sectors at the national and regional levels. The regular compilation of quarterly and annual national accounts. This provides the country with the necessary data to effectively plan, implement, and monitor national and international development progress. National accounts rebase conduct the enterprise census to benchmark the national accounts output and the economic structural survey to collect input and output framework. 2025-2026 Namibia household income expenditure and 2026 Namibia financial inclusion survey. Prepare the progress report on the implementation of Namibia's country review report and initiating the second generation country review report in line with Namibia's commitment to strengthening governance, accountability, and inclusive development under the Africa Peer Review Mechanism. In conclusion, Honorable Chairperson of the Whole House Committee, honorable members, with this motivation, I submit for the consideration and approval for this August House the proposed budget for vote 26, National Planning Commission, totaling an amount of 283 million Namibian dollars. I thank you. Marathon.
Thank you, honorable members. Having disposed of the first four votes, that brings the session of the Whole House Committee to an end. I shall report progress and ask leave to sit, which means tomorrow will be the marathon. There will be 4 motivations and discussions on these 4. We are together? Okay. Yeah, we'll go one. Yeah, we'll go 1 president, finish. Then we go 2 prime minister, finish. We'll just go like that. Okay. Honorable Speaker, I herewith report progress and ask leave to sit again.
Okay. Okay, honorable members, it is now knock-off time. So, on the basis of automatic adjournment, or maybe before I say that, the Right Honorable Prime Minister yesterday appealed to the members for us to prioritize the budget. Now that we are in the committee stage of the budget, I'm taking it that there have been some kind of consultations between the Prime Minister and the Chief Whips in that regard. But otherwise, I heard when the Deputy Speaker was announcing that tomorrow we are going to have 4 motivations of 4 votes and the discussions of 4 votes that were motivated today, and we have extended the time. I know that you are young and very dynamic, but 11:45 is not early hours. So I think between now and tomorrow, we should try to see how we find each other's in order that tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we will prioritize the budget in terms of really, holding in abeyance many of the items under the routine of the business. Now, having said that, Honorable Nekundi, are you improving on what I said?
I'm speaking to the Speaker. If she said no, I will just no, it's fine, no harm. Honorable Speaker, I was just checking. There is an important announcement I want to make for a second. If you allow me, I will do that. It's to do with the safety. But if it is...
Okay, let's hear the gist.
Okay, Honorable Speaker. It's just a small announcement that I believe is important. Honorable Speaker, with due utmost respect to everybody. Honorable Speaker, sorry. Honorable Speaker, as you are aware that we have a higher rate of accidents on the bypass, the Western bypass. We have now made arrangement until we improve with the structures on the Western bypass, the cameras and the weight bridges for people to drive over. We are now, as from today, 4:30 in the afternoon. It will now continue throughout from 4:30 in the afternoon until technology. The traffic we now have from 4:30 in the afternoon until 1900 hours in the evening. Every day we will have the traffic law enforcement agency. Spot 1 will be the crossing at a country club into Prosperity. The other one is the bridge B1, the Cultural Hospital, that area. The other one, the bridge in between, and the other bridge, as we are now exiting Windhoek, the traffic at Nates, we are going to Nates. There's a high rate of accidents. So now every morning from 5 in the morning up to 8:30, there will be traffic to manage the traffic to flow and the people to pass the road. That will also happen then in the afternoon every day from 4:30 and 19:30 in the evening. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Now, on that point, we rise on the basis of automatic adjournment until tomorrow at 14 hours 30.